Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to be here with you and share some thoughts on a topic that I'm incredibly passionate about, education, but I want to approach it from a slightly different perspective than you might be used to. We all know the traditional view of education, classrooms, textbooks, exams, but what if I told you that true education is something far bigger than that? It's a lifelong commitment, a mindset, a way of engaging with the world. Education isn't just a phase we go through. It's the lens through which we view every day, every conversation, every experience. Education is more than just what we learn in school. It's not limited to the hours we spend in the classroom, the textbooks we read, or the exams we take. It's a journey that spans the entirety of our lives, and it's about so much more than just acquiring knowledge. It's about embracing curiosity, about being open to new ideas, about asking questions, and above all, about growth. It's about recognizing that learning doesn't stop when the school bell rings. It continues every day in every moment. When we talk about education, we often think of it in a very structured way, a defined process, usually beginning at a young age and following a set path. But what if we reframed the concept? What if we thought about education as more of an ongoing, dynamic relationship with the world around us? Imagine this: what if every single day was treated like a school day? What if we approached each new day with the same curiosity, the same openness to learning as we did when we were students in a classroom? Think about the potential this mindset would unlock in us, how it could change the way we interact with the world, how it could transform our approach to work, relationships, and challenges. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. What was your first day at school like? You were likely filled with excitement, wonder, and perhaps a little bit of nervousness. But mostly you were open to new ideas, curious about everything around you, eager to learn. That sense of openness, of seeing the world as a giant classroom, can be a powerful force if we carry it with us throughout our lives. Let's consider the concept of questioning. In school, we are often taught to accept answers, to memorize facts, and to regurgitate them when asked. But in true education, questioning is just as important as answering. In fact, it's the foundation of all learning. When you question something, when you challenge assumptions, you're actively engaging in the process of discovery. It's not just about seeking answers, it's about exploring new possibilities, questioning old paradigms, and seeing things from different perspectives. Think about the most successful leaders, innovators, and change-makers throughout history. What do they all have in common? They are relentless in their curiosity. They ask questions that others may be too afraid to ask, and in doing so, they create new paths forward. They challenge the status quo. They disrupt industries. They transform lives, all because they approached life as an ongoing learning experience, always asking, always evolving. But questioning is just one part of it. True education also involves embracing failure. Yes, failure. In fact, one of the most important lessons we can learn in life is that failure is not the end of the road. It's simply a stepping stone toward greater understanding. If we view failure as a failure of education, then we miss the point entirely. Every setback, every mistake, every misstep is an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow, to refine our ideas, to reconsider our approaches, and to ultimately become better versions of ourselves. In a world where failure is often stigmatized, it's easy to forget that it is an essential part of learning. Just as children learn to walk by falling down, we too must fall, stumble, and trip in order to grow. The greatest innovations, the most profound changes, often come from people who failed repeatedly, but never gave up on learning from those failures. But resilience, the ability to learn from our failures and bounce back stronger, is just one part of the equation. The other part is understanding the power of wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom are often used interchangeably, but they are not the same. Knowledge is information, it's facts, figures, and data. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the application of that knowledge. It's the ability to make sound judgments based on experience, to use what we've learned to navigate the complexities of life, and to guide others on their journeys. As we grow older, we often accumulate knowledge, but the true value comes when we turn that knowledge into wisdom. And this transformation doesn't happen automatically. It requires intentionality. It requires reflection. It requires us to ask ourselves, what did I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to improve the future? Wisdom is not just about knowing what to do. It's about knowing how to do it and when to do it. It's about understanding the nuances of the world and using that understanding to make better choices. This is where the role of leadership comes into play. Leaders are not just those who know the most, they are those who know how to inspire others to learn, to grow, and to adapt. Great leaders cultivate a learning environment. They recognize that every person they work with has the potential to grow, to change, and to contribute. And so they invest in creating opportunities for learning and development, not just for themselves, but for their teams as well. Think about the most effective leaders you've encountered in your life. What made them stand out? It wasn't necessarily their technical expertise or their ability to deliver a perfect answer every time. It was their willingness to learn, to grow, and to empower others to do the same. True leaders are not afraid to admit when they don't know something. In fact, they actively seek out opportunities to learn from those around them. They understand that leadership is not about having all the answers, but about creating an environment where questions are encouraged, where ideas are valued, and where everyone has the opportunity to grow. This is the kind of education we should all strive for. An education that isn't confined to a classroom or a textbook. An education that encourages curiosity, fosters resilience, and cultivates wisdom. An education that prepares us not just to pass exams, but to navigate the complexities of life with confidence, creativity, and compassion. So how do we apply this mindset in our daily lives? How do we embrace education as a lifelong pursuit? The first step is to remain curious. Don't stop asking questions. Whether you're at work, at home, or with friends, always be open to new ideas, different perspectives, and challenging assumptions. And when you encounter failure, embrace it. See it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve. The second step is to seek out opportunities for growth. Education is not something that happens to us. It's something we actively pursue. Seek out new experiences. Engage with people who challenge you. Read books that stretch your thinking. Take on projects that push you out of your comfort zone. Be intentional about your growth, and recognize that every day offers a chance to learn something new. Finally, be willing to share what you've learned. True education isn't just about personal growth. It's about contributing to the growth of others. When you learn something new, share it. Whether it's in a conversation with a colleague, a post on social media, or a mentoring session with someone who looks up to you, use your knowledge to lift others up. We all have something valuable to contribute, and the more we share, the more we all learn. So to sum up, education is not a destination, it's a journey. It's not a box to check or a milestone to reach. It's a lifelong commitment to curiosity, growth, and learning. And when you embrace education in this way, when you see every conversation, every experience, every failure as an opportunity to learn, you begin to unlock your true potential. Remember, every lesson you learn shapes your ability to contribute meaningfully to your community and to the world. So keep an open mind, never stop questioning, and always be open to the lessons life has to offer. With each question you ask, you illuminate a new way forward in your personal and professional journey. Thank you for your time today. I hope this message has inspired you to embrace education as the lifelong pursuit that it is. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop asking questions. The world is full of opportunities, and every single one of them is a chance to learn something new. Take care, and I look forward to hearing about all the incredible journeys of learning you'll embark on in the future.